What has occurred is that the media, along with global international groups, have conducted this attempt to thwart reality in such a way that even if you were to be presented with the actual factual information, there is a structure that has been formed that even if one individual brick of the structure in your mind is compromised with information that would make the brick not actually hold up to be considered a valuable piece of information, because there has been produced over 5 years an entire structure that is what tells you that Trump was evil and that the other side was decent, you still will not change your mind. Even when we go one by one and break down every one of the individual bricks that you have built this structure from, it is irrelevant. It is all irrelevant. Your mind has already decided what is true and what is not. Unfortunately, it has done it without information. This is dangerous to everybody. This is dangerous to everybody. What has happened is that fact has been repopulated with sentences from headlines, phrases from media that have captured your mind and your emotions rather than your actual intellectual capabilities. And that has produced in you an understanding that is not based in reality. So, what must someone do? You have to go back down to the roots, under the roots of the tree, and you have to dissect each and every one. But first off, you have to be willing to have been wrong. So, ego plays a role in the amount of deception as well, because you have to admit that perhaps you don't know it all. Let me give you one example, okay? Just one example for this. And then we can move on, okay? All Mexicans are rapists and murderers. Trump said this, right? This is what you believe? Trump said this? Perfect. No, he did not. He did not say that. So, another example. Very fine people on both sides when he was referring to Nazis. Yeah? You remember this. This was a large one, went everywhere. Trump called neo-Nazis and white nationalists very fine people. You remember, right? And you still hold it against him today until you watch the full clip, which is difficult to find. Thank you, Google. Very difficult to find. So then you go and you find, unfortunately, for your belief system, that is not what he said. In fact, he even condemned in same paragraph, I am not talking about the white nationalists in the neo-Nazis. They should be condemned totally. This is his words. But you never heard that, did you? No, you did not. So there's two of the blocks that have built the idea of hatred towards Donald Trump. You know, there was not one piece of literature written about Donald Trump before 2014 that would indicate that people supposed that he was a racist. 2014, nothing. Nothing. Zip. But all of a sudden, in 2015, 16, he is considered to be the worst racist in history, and he is literally Hitler, they say. Garbage. This is garbage. Now, we can go line by line and interrupt every one of the individual opinions you have about the man. The one thing you cannot change is that he was a little bit brash. Sure. He was a little bit cutter. He's a little bit mean on Twitter. Sure. I don't think the Middle East with their peace deals mind that he was a little bit mean on Twitter. Should you? Anyway, they call him a rapist. But when you look at any of the allegations that are against the man, they have less credibility and less detail than all of the allegations towards Biden. Remember when they said Hunter Biden, the laptop was Russian disinformation? Do you remember this? Russian disinformation. Don't pay attention. Nobody look at it. Don't give it one moment of your time. This is absolutely worthless. Trust us. Don't worry. The election's in 4 or 5 days. Good lordy. Oh, don't pay attention to Russian disinformation. And then, the pictures from the laptop come out. And what are they? Hunter Biden with hookers in China, in Ukraine, smoking crack while he's doing phone call with family so you can verify that it's him. Tell me, what piece of verifiable media while consuming could you explain to me which part of this is Russian disinformation and who is being charged for releasing it? Wasn't it strange that Twitter, Facebook, YouTube banned the New York Post from talking about this immediately until after the election was over? Then they said, "Oh, we got it wrong. So sorry. So sorry to have changed the outcome of your election potentially. No charges." Big media wins again. And who are the victims? How is your gas prices? You think it has nothing to do with who the president is? Okay, sure. Sure. You can think that if you want. We can go through details. I'm sure you have your stats that you got from guess who? Google again. Who did Google let you see when you look for your stats? What did the top 5 articles say? There is absolutely no proof. Anyway, I'm going to conduct an experiment soon where I'm going to, piece by piece, go through each building block which had made certain individuals to believe that Trump is racist and Trump is bad and Biden is good and Obama was better and we are safer now because of this new man. Hopefully the narrative in your mind is starting to fall apart, and hopefully you believe you've been hoodwinked, because you have. You absolutely have. And guess who is to blame? Laziness. People who have accepted laziness. You must be diligent. Voting is a large responsibility. Do you know that we still have not had the ability to have transparency about the Dominion voting machines? Do you know this? They've been asking for months to see the algorithms inside of the Dominion voting systems, but we're not allowed to see it. Why is this? What do you have to hide? Transparency. There's 50 million Americans that are going, we don't trust elections. Do you want them to be contributing members of society again and to believe in free and fair elections? Well, it would do you well to let them have transparency so that everybody could say, oh, Trump actually did lose. But if you won't do that, if you're not willing to do that, what does that say about you? Why? Anyway, this is a fake accent, but I figured it would catch your attention more if I spoke like this than if I was just a normal American. People don't give a shit about normal American opinions. You're nothing but fat American, but if I'm from a different country, you think this man has prestige when he speaks. This man has influence. Oh my God, he came all the way to America to grace my precious little ears with his beautiful voice, and here we are, gracing you with the truth that, guess what? An American was trying to tell you. Yes. You bought it. Good. Anyways, so that's what I'm thinking today, guys. I'm just a little frustrated, man. I'm a little frustrated that that these pyramids, these structures in people's minds are made up of these little blocks that aren't actually true, but they've been placed there by headlines, sentences from media, and then they just move on to the next one, and then move on to the next one. And then you've got this whole structure built, and all of it's built on sand, but the sand lasted long enough to get you to vote a certain way. Anyway. Hope you guys laughed at that and had a good one. Show it to your friends. Bye.